Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to stitch. Instead of using two needles, we're going to use just the one single needle. I use a different pricking iron, or a stitch marker some people might call. For the normal one, yeah, you can see, this is what we use for when I'm using two needles. This is my double iron, if you like, and this is my single. Being a saddler, I have to write S on it. Yeah, it saves me having to look at the teeth all the time. But if you look at it, you can see the teeth are going in different directions. Yeah. So the one here, this one here is a single stitch, and this one's a double stitch, and it just helps the thread stitch slightly better. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll put it on some leather, and I'll show you it on leather. The first one I'm going to do is the one you always use, which is the double stitch. So if you get that there, I don't know if you can see that in the camera there, and then that would be my normal mark. And then the second one we'll do just down a tiny bit, which is the single stitch. Okay, that's a single stitch. And again on there, you can see the single stitch, which is this one. It's going in a different direction from what the double stitch is. But I'm going to go and show you. I'm showing you the method of single stitching. So let me do that. I'll explain it here first. What we normally do for single stitching, if my little pointer will work, is we start off at hole number 2, so the second hole down, which is this one, and then we move up to the top one, and then we come down to the third one, and then after that there'll be a gap, so we just come number 2 and then down and then just keep going. But I'll put it in the clams and then I'll stitch it there. Just bear with it. Stitch the needle. First of all, you've got to start with a knot, but you would hide this in between the gaps of the two leathers you're putting together. This is how I tie a knot, which I've showed you in a video before. You can't do the granny knot, which you just keep tie, but this is a quick way of doing it. So if you just put it on at a cross, hold on to it, spin it around a couple of times, hold the knot in your fingers, push the needle through, and pull it all the way through. The knot's actually in between my fingers here, and keep pulling all the way down, and then it should have a little knot on the end of it. Oop. There you go. Give me a second, I'll just move the camera onto the clams. That way you can see me on there. Just bear with me and I'll zoom in a wee bit on them as well. I think you can tell I'm not a photographer, I'm just a saddler. Okay, incidentally at this point, if Wendy from Honda Motorbikes is watching, I could do a new pan-European motorbike. So there you are. If nice people from Honda, pan-European motorbike we could do, well, nothing like a bit of sponsorship. Okay. I think you can see that easy enough from here. My stitch it all, and then my single needle. So what we do, that's hole number 3, that's your top hole. And you got to bear in mind it's going in the opposite direction from normal, so make sure you hold your awl at the proper direction. So we start off with the second hole down. If I can just make it big enough for me to see. I think it's time for me to get new glasses. So start off at the second hole down. Pull it through. As I say, this knot would normally be hidden in between the two pieces of leather, and then you're coming up to the top one. Try and move my hand out of the way so as you can see here. So up to the top one, and then just pull that again. Remember, pull up to the sky is always the way to do this. And then hole number 3, which is this one down here. So if you put your needle through there, you see it coming through. Pull it through. And then back in through there, and then again pull your needle. Now down to you miss a hole basically is what you're doing all the time, so just miss a hole. Coming through, and then return it. You can see there's a gap here, so return it into a gap. I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way from the camera, but you can see it go through there, over the back, and then just pull the whole thing through. So again, miss a hole, spin your needle through so as it goes through the top one, and then there. I'll do a couple more. So again, I'm missing a hole. I'm coming down here, and you'll see there's a gap. I'll show you how to finish off as well. You don't finish off with a knot. You do what you do in most stitching, which is just back stitch, a couple of stitches. So here I'm through here. Come back up a hole. Lift your needle through. and the same again through here. I'll come to the bottom, and then I'll show you how I finish off. I would use this stitch if I was stitching a bridle, maybe the throat latch or something. It's just a quicker stitch to do than it is to do with 2 needles. As I mentioned in previous videos, my wife can stitch, she'd stitch a buckle on with loops in about 2 minutes or something. In the factories, that's I think they would even do faster than that. So yeah, this is where I'm going to finish off. As I say, bear in mind that you would do a knot. You can finish off with a knot in between, but chances are it can be seen at the bottom. So really it's only a case of coming through here, come back a second time. Yeah, so you're coming back through it, and then that's how I would finish off. Oh, bit of wax coming through there. And if you want, you can come back one more. Then you would just cut it off on the back. So that's how to do a single stitch. It is quite a quick stitch to do. Let me see if I can get into the camera for this. So that's the front of it. And then over the back, it's not my best stitching, I can tell you that. And then over the back, you get this extra layer here. I don't know if you can see it there. As I say, I would use this on throat latch. There's probably, if I was doing a reverse buckle, on a belt, then again I might use it for quickness. Invariably, I do use the 2 needles probably more. In fact, I probably use a sewing machine even more. I've got, I think I've got 3, maybe 4 sewing machines. But as I say, this is just a little single stitch. So hopefully that helps somebody. Thanks for watching.